This is the paper here. Now, it's an incredibly thorough piece of work. This is a very impressive piece of academia. They've tied everything together. I was really quite taken aback when I read this paper, the quality of it. So here is the study here, myocarditis after SARS coronavirus 2 infection and COVID-19 vaccination, epidemiology, outcomes, and new perspectives. Now, it's just incredibly thorough piece of work. I'm not going to sort of scroll through it all, but if we just look down, it covers amazing amount of detail, ties together all the literature pretty well. So it runs to, what is it? Page 1 to 43. And the amount of referencing and scholarship in here is really quite impressive. The amount of work that's been done on this to get this compilation. We're down to what? Good grief, 100 and... Yeah. How many references are there? 341 references. Really is quite an impressive piece of work. And the conclusion. We urge governments to remove the COVID-19 mRNA products from the market. Pretty clear. Due to the well-documented risk of myocardial damage, a risk that is strongest for young males in the under 40 years of age. But let's just look at some of the important data that's come out from it now. This first one we see here, this is the adverse events types reported. So this is not adverse events, it's the different types, the different manifestations of adverse events. And we see it 6 times, the types of adverse events are 6.2 times higher. So 6 times more than we would expect. And here we see that here. So here we see the influenza vaccine in purple and the COVID vaccines in red, and the more types of adverse reactions are occurring in the mRNA vaccines. But here we see the age groups. So number of adverse events here. For example, we see in 0 to 4s there, 3,263. The idea that you would be giving experimental RNA vaccines to children 6 months to 4 years of age, I just find it reckless, appalling. But there we are. And then 5 to 11s, a bit low in these age groups, but still an awful lot. And then the number of adverse reactions start to increase. And these are normalized per million doses in the different age groups. Basically, as I understand the pathology, once the myocardial muscle is dead and it's scarred, the muscle is never going to recover. We're talking about permanent myocardial damage in a proportion of these adverse events. And 10 to 20% fatality rate, quite appalling figures.
The day after Dr. McCullough's Senate hearing was released, I contacted him and Dr. Mead, both of whom I have interviewed in the past, to request an interview. Both of them responded within minutes, and we were able to do the interview the next day. Mine is the only interview I know of yet in which both Dr. McCullough and Dr. Mead delve deeply into the data and the conclusions which we must draw from them. For a limited time, this interview, nearly an hour long, is available for free at ironwiredaily.com. A little over a year ago, a Japanese study was released, which tested thousands of vaccine recipients and found in each and every one of them elevated levels of troponin 1,